African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of August 17, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. Units of the North Troop Group inflicted damage on personnel and equipment of 2 heavy mechanized, 4 mechanized, 2 airborne assault, a Ranger Brigade, an assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Magrica, Sadki, Stepno, Kainitsa, Kondratovka, Okop, Varakino, Novaya Sek, and Unikovka in the Sumy region. In the Kharkiv direction, damage was inflicted on units of tank, 2 mechanized, motorized infantry brigades, and an assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Yudy, Zarabinka, Volchansk, Ambarno, and Malovo in the Kharkiv region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine lost up to 180 servicemen, 2 armored combat vehicles, 7 cars, 3 field artillery guns, an electronic warfare station, and 4 ammunition depots. Units of the West Troop Group improved their tactical position, inflicted damage on formations of mechanized, 2 assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Novoselovka, Kirovsk in the Donetsk People's Republic, Kupiansk, Petrovka in the Kharkiv region, and Petrovskoye in the Luhansk People's Republic. Losses of the Armed Forces of Ukraine amounted to over 220 servicemen, an M113 armored personnel carrier of U.S. manufacture, a Snatch armored combat vehicle of British manufacture, 17 cars, an artillery gun, 3 electronic warfare stations, and 3 ammunition depots. Units of the South Troop Group improved their position along the front line, inflicted damage on personnel and equipment of 6 mechanized, mountain assault, airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Fedorovka, Chervono, Seversk, Klebenbyk, Vasyokavka, Serebryanka, Konstantinovka, Dranovka, and Ivanopoli in the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 250 servicemen, a U.S.-made HMMWV armored vehicle, 3 pickups, 3 field artillery guns, an Israeli-made Rada radar station, and 2 electronic warfare stations. 4 ammunition and fuel depots were destroyed. Units of the Center Troop Group took more advantageous lines and positions, inflicted damage on formations of 4 mechanized, airborne assault, Ranger brigades, an assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 3 Marine brigades, and 2 National Guard brigades in the areas of the settlements of Udakno, Dimitrov, Balagin, Grodovka, Lanino, Sokoyar, Zolotoy Kolodys, Novoalexandrovka, and Krasnoarmysk in the Donetsk People's Republic. Losses of Ukrainian armed formations amounted to over 420 servicemen, a tank, 7 armored combat vehicles, 6 cars, 3 field artillery guns, including a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer and an Israeli-made Rada radar station. Units of the East Troop Group continued advancing deep into the enemy's defense. They inflicted damage on the personnel and equipment of the Marine Brigade and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements Poltavka, Zeleny High in Zaporizhia region, and Ivanivka in Dnipropetrovsk region. The enemy lost up to 230 servicemen, 7 armored combat vehicles, 12 cars, and a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer. Units of the Dnipro Troop Group inflicted damage on formations of mechanized, mountain assault brigades, 2 brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces Coastal Defense, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements Novoandriivka, Orikhiv, Zapasn in Zaporizhia region, Dniprovskoye, Mykolsk, and Kazatsky in Kherson region. Up to 85 Ukrainian servicemen destroyed, 6 vehicles, 4 field artillery guns including a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer, 6 electronic warfare stations for ammunition and fuel depots. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces troop groups inflicted damage on the storage site of operational tactical Sapsan missiles and their components, ammunition and long-range UAV depots. Temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 142 areas. Air defense means shot down 4 guided aerial bombs and 300 airplane-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the start of the special military operation, destroyed 665 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 77,959 unmanned aerial vehicles, 625 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,618 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,586 multiple launch rocket systems, 28,625 field artillery guns and mortars, 39,813 units of special military automotive equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.